Continuing with my tradition of Black History Month, today we're going to look at jazz icon Louis Armstrong. Hi, I'm the Libra Man. Let's get right into it. Although Armstrong claimed to be born in 1900, the records that were found said that he was born in 1901. He grew up in dire poverty in New Orleans, Louisiana, back when jazz was very young. As a child, he worked odd jobs and sang in a boys' quartet. In 1913, he was sent to a colored boys' home as a juvenile delinquent. There, he learned to play cornet in that band, and then playing music quickly became a passion for Armstrong. He learned music by listening to the pioneer jazz artists back in the days, including New Orleans cornetist King Oliver. Armstrong advanced rapidly. He played in jazz bands and marching bands, being soulful enough to replace Oliver in the important Kid Opry band. This was in 1918, and in the 1920s, he played in the Mississippi Riverboat Dance Bands. Fame beckoned in 1922 when Oliver, then leading a band in Chicago, sent for Armstrong to play second cornet. Oliver's Creole band was the apex of the early New Orleans ensemble style, and it included outstanding musicians such as the brothers Johnny and Baby Dodds and pianist Little Hardin, who married Armstrong in 1924. Encouraged by his wife, Armstrong quit the band to seek further fame. He played for a year in New York City in Fletcher Henderson's band and on many recordings with others before returning to Chicago and playing in large orchestras. There he created his most important early work, the Armstrong Hot 5 and Hot 7 recordings of 1925 through 1928, in which he emerged as one of the first great jazz soloists. Armstrong was a famous jazz musician by 1929, where he moved from Chicago to New York City to perform in a theater revue called Hot Chocolates. He toured America and Europe as a trumpet soloist, accompanied by big bands for several years, beginning in 1935. Louis Russell's big band served as Louis Armstrong's band. During this time, he abandoned the often blues-based original material from his early years for a remarkably fine choice of popular songs by such known composers as Hoagy Carmichael, Irving Berlin, and the great Duke Ellington. With his new repertoire came a new but simplified style. He created melodic paraphrases, variations, as well as chord change, bass improvisations on these songs. His trumpet range continued to expand as he demonstrated the high notes of his repertoire during his shows. His beautiful tones and gifts for structuring bravura solos with brilliant high note climaxes, which led to such masterpieces as That's My Home, Body and Soul, and Stardust. Louis and Lil Armstrong separated in 1931. From 1935 to the end of his life, Armstrong's career was managed by Joey Glaser, who hired Armstrong's band and also guided his film career. Though his own bands usually played a more conservative style, Armstrong was the dominant, influential person of the swing era, when most trumpeters attempted to emulate his inclination and dramatic structure, his melody, and his technical veracity, and his technical virtuosity. In most of Armstrong's music, radio, and television appearances, he was featured as a good humor entertainer. I loved his smile, man. He just smiled all the time, and you could see all of his teeth. I love that smile. He played a rare dramatic role in the movie New Orleans in 1947, in which he also performed in the Dixieland Band. This prompted the formation of the Louis Armstrong All-Stars, a Dixieland band that at first included other jazz artists as Hines and trombonist Jack Treaton. For most of the rest of Armstrong's life, he toured the world with the all-stars sextets. Indeed, Ambassador Satch in his later years was noted for almost a non-stop touring schedule. This was the period of his greatest popularity. He produced hit records such as Mac the Knife and Hello Dolly, and outstanding albums such as his tribute to W.C. Handy and Fats Waller. In his last years, ill health curtailed his trumpet playing, but he continued as a singer. His last film appearance was in Yes, Hello Dolly in 1969. And on July 6, 1971, at the age of 69, Louis Armstrong died in New York City. So here's to you, Louis Armstrong. You were a great man. You were a great singer. You were a great trumpet player. You were a great musician all around. And you deserve to be honored for Black History Month. Rest in peace. Like anything I said in this video, hit the like button and subscribe button. We're going to continue with Black History Month, and we will get back to our mental health, self-care, and recovery next month. Until next time, the Libra Man is out. Don't forget to subscribe.